Hello, you are listening to the award-winning To Hull and Back podcast, proudly sponsored by Old Zoological Bar in Hull. I'm your host tonight, Nathaniel, joined by Joe and Will to discuss the Middlesbrough match, but hopefully not for very long, because I feel like there's other things in the world of football to talk about, even in the world of Hull City, looking ahead to the return of my boy next Wednesday night, of course. And the Middlesbrough game was pretty completely atrociously direly awful.
Yeah, pick a negative word and it's that, isn't it?
Poo.
It was a game that happened.
One of the matches of the season. One of the fixtures to have taken place and have been participated in by Hull City. My cat Julian, he's got a lot to say about it, if you can hear him shouting at the moment. It's been quiet on the last few pods.
To the Boro game was crap, doesn't it?
I think it might have been the Boro game was shit. I don't swear very much on the podcast, but well, I know, right? So yeah, I might even want to just jump to the second half, but we do have to talk about it. So I was saying to my friends beforehand, oh, look at this weather. Oh, the match has been delayed by 15 minutes. Huh, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be awful? You know, if it's 3-0 down, if we're 3-0 down at half time in this weather, we're going to go. And then fortunately, it was 4-0. So that didn't happen.
So it's your fault for tempting fate?
Well, it's my fault every week because I said we were going to win 5-3. So I take full responsibility for every single defeat we've had this season. I think that's only fair. As the host, I bear the brunt of that. So we've been, as I said before the Stoke game, I think I did the maths that we have the worst XG, not only in the league, but in the top 4 divisions of England. The worst XG against. So technically, you could argue that's the most big chances, the most chances created against us in the whole of the 92. I don't know if that's still the case, because actually I think the stats for the Boro game were pretty much level. But we've been threatening that, and I think fair play to Middlesbrough. I've been saying they're average. They didn't play hugely well, but they have quality in the final third, and they finish the chances that teams like Norwich and QPR and Stoke don't have the quality to do, and so we got ripped apart.
Do you remember last week when I was saying to you to stop saying they're average and stop saying that they're no good?
Well, they looked average in the first 8 minutes, and then we conceded a rubbish. It's like the that Lampard quote. A bad goal, a lucky goal, another lucky goal, and then a bad goal.
Well, the thing is, though, right? That does sort of pass because they're all individual errors, or if not by us, by the referee. And look, I want to tackle all the goals one by one because
why?
Because I've got
you want to tackle the goals, unlike the Hull City defence. Oh, got him!
Brilliant. Look,
Will thought so little of that joke. He's removed himself from tonight's episode.
Will's gone. Look, it's like you say. For the first 7 minutes, we looked all right. We had a good spell. We were in the game, and then out come the cracks. The first one, it's a little bit unlucky in the sense that Slater and Egan, there's just a miscommunication and it bounces. Oh, well, what can you do? It's the second, the third, and the fourth.
You can defend Strelly better. That's what you can do.
He looked offside, but he was played on by Coyle.
With Miles on.
I've not watched any of the goals back because I can't bring myself to, but I hear he was onside.
Whoever was out wide was playing him well on. There's no issue there.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was the failed clearances, wasn't it?
2. It was Yaaaaay put us under pressure initially, and then it was Egan after that, wasn't it?
Would have been nice if someone told Yaaaaay to get rid of the ball, but
yeah.
And look, ultimately, if the first mistake doesn't happen, the second one doesn't happen, whatever, both centre halves cocked up there massively, and we paid the price for it. The third one, blame the referee all you want. We're already 2-0 down by that point. Was it a foul? Yes, it was. And I was sat behind that goal. I could see it coming a mile off that Morgan Whittaker was going to shuffle the ball onto his left foot and try and bend it past Panda's right hand into the top corner.
It's what he does, isn't it?
Exactly what he did. John Egan didn't get tight enough and should have done an awful lot better there. The fourth one, Shemi Ajayi is 4 miles ahead of Bangura when that ball is played. He's got to be far more switched on. He's got to get to that first. And for Panda, look, it's close range. He's just tried to stick any part of his body in front of it, which is goalkeeping instinct, which is a good thing. It's just unfortunate that it skews off the little bit of his foot that's going to deflect it into the goal. Yeah, centre-halves were poor. That's about it.
There was no one who played well.
Our penalty was debatable. I don't think.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was. It wasn't a dive rule. It was another dive from Gelhardt because he's had a few this season, and he's had a few where he's got booked. Where if he just had a shot or a pass, that's getting pretty annoying at this point. Yeah. But we did get a penalty.
I'm saying it's a dive. It was our first penalty of the season, which was nice to see.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realise that.
Go our way on that front.
Do you want me to be honest as well? I thought when Gelhardt went down and the ref pointed to the spot, I thought, I'm not going to say this out loud, but he's missed this. And then my dad said, well, as Gelhardt put the ball down, keeper saves this. And I said, yeah, you know what, Dad? I didn't want to say it, but...
It would have been sod's law. The game was set up for us to miss that penalty. It would have been It would have been absolutely bang on.
Yeah. I mean, and it nearly happened.
He kept up his goal-scoring run, which is one of the very few positives out of that game. That first half started brightly, but obviously very quickly fell off a cliff. The Middlesbrough, there's a reason they're near the top two. I mean, it's a wake-up call in a sense because that first half could have easily happened a couple of times already for City this season. It could have happened in Norwich. Yeah. It could have happened at Stoke. But it didn't happen. City weathered the storm and they got through it. But in a way, I'm not... This is going to sound like I'm being ignoring the thing. In a way, I'm kind of not too worried. I'm not too upset about the result because it's something that's felt like it's been coming for a few games or it's been on the cards for a few games.
We have so many games of two halves that it was bound to happen at some point.
Yeah, and obviously the second half wasn't great either, but there was obviously an improvement. But obviously, Boro are going to have taken the foot off the gas. They don't need to go for it as much as they did before. But it's not something that the team shouldn't really dwell on it too much, in my opinion. They just need to get back on the training ground, try and strengthen themselves up and get ready for a game against Wrexham, which really is a very winnable game for City, really in theory, at home. And they just need to react in the best way they can.
It's the old cliche, isn't it? But we've got the opportunity to bounce straight back. And we've got to. We won the second half 1-0. That's something we can take into it.
Yeah.
Shame that doesn't get you any points.
It would be nice if it did, wouldn't it? It would make it a more competitive sport, maybe. But it would be even tighter, wouldn't it? Because everyone would get one draw pretty much every week. Yeah. Victoria's commented in here. What do you think about people leaving at half time, as it's been a source of fan division all weekend? Anyone who leaves any match early is a disgrace to the club. Now, of course, by the time Gelhardt scored his penalty, I was tucked up at home under a duvet, watching in front of the TV with my feet up. But that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
I left on 85.
Yeah, that's fair.
I left on 94.
And then went and sat in the presser afterwards.
Well, of course, you need to stay. Yeah, that's fine.
For me, this subject on fans leaving early, I've never been a fan of fans leaving early. Even when your team's losing, I feel like you should really try and stick with your team through thick and thin. I think if they're losing badly, they kind of need your support more than ever. But I think Friday night, the way it was, I think the combination of the conditions, the hell it was to get to the ground in the first place. So the weather was abysmal. If you were in that north stand and you stayed them full 94 minutes, fair play to you.
Because the north stand was
mighty.
Completely empty almost at the end. Yeah, I think about a third of people left at 3-0, and then about 50% of the people remaining left at.
Well,
4.
I'm not a fan of the leaving early. I do get reasons for doing it, but I mean, I wouldn't personally do it. But I do understand to a point, especially on a night like that. It's not what you need
because of the timing and the weather and the scoreline, and that
getting delayed.
The match was delayed. If you're going to leave a game early,
even
that
later
was the time.
Getting home, the A63 was shut as well, which made traffic even worse. It was a combination of various things. Like I said, I wouldn't personally do it, but I can understand both sides on that one.
Yeah, everything Will said, just copy and paste and pretend I've said it as well.
I would have had to walk home an hour in the rain as well. If I hadn't gone, I would have actually had to wait an hour for the bus outside the stadium or walk home for an hour in the rain. And I've never walked home in the rain, but I have to do sometimes walk for about 50 minutes to an hour to get back. So I didn't want to do that. And when my friends were saying, well, I'm going to get a lift now, I thought, maybe this is fine. Because we were talking about it. Oh, we'll go. If it's 3-0 at half-time, we'll go. And it was 4, so yeah. Now, we agreed before the podcast, let's talk about the Boro game for 10 minutes. We've already talked about it for almost 12, but the one thing I will say is that the main positive, of course, McBurney, Miller back in the squad. Miller actually played, but Bellumi came on again.
I was surprised. I was surprised that he risked Charlie Hughes when we're already 4-0 down, and Liam Miller as well when the game's done. It was pleasing to see them. And I think if Charlie Hughes is on that pitch from the start and his hamstring isn't playing up, I don't think...
The reason they are absolutely coming onto the pitch as preparation for Wednesday.
Yeah. It's because it's 4-0, maybe the game isn't quite as competitive and as likely to get an injury.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Intense, exactly.
Like I said, because Boro taking their foot off the gas in the second half, and rightly so, to be fair on their part. Why keep going in those conditions as well? No need to.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, away from home, it's very rare you see a team go 4-0 up and then score another 4 in the second half. So, funny to see. I can Turner up front for a bit. That was odd.
There is a nice little stat, which is not nice. It's kind of depressing. Mm-hmm. The last time we conceded 4 goals at home in the first half was in 2011, I believe, and that was against Middlesbrough in a 4-2 defeat.
Give it another 14 years, it'll happen again.
As long as it's in the Premier League, I'll be fine with it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Just on Bellumi, I think he has to start.
He will start against Wrexham. Sure.
He has to. And I think it's quite interesting that every time the player he was brought on to replace starts, or one of the players in the double change at half-time, should I say, Amir Hadjiahmetovic, pretty much every time Amir starts, he's always subbed off at half-time, which I think is really, really interesting. Because although he looked decent in parts, especially when he first started playing, I think when games have pace in them, I think Amir really struggles with the sort of intensity and the physicality of the Championship. And that's where I'd be looking in January. I'd be looking for someone. Obviously, we'll have Matazo back, but I don't think he's particularly a sitter. And with Lundstrom out again, I'd be looking...
Yeah, Lundstrom was a big miss on Friday night.
Yeah. I'd be looking at a defensive midfielder, possibly try and fast-track Zambrano here.
Oh, yes, you are.
I've been adamant that will only get done in the summer, but I'd be half tempted to get Adjan on the phone.
Another embargo and try and get it done early.
No, just loan him. Just loan him, because we've got the free spot. We wanted Carvalho on loan, but that's not going to happen now, obviously, because he's done his ACL. And I think in terms of where else we're looking for targets in January, I'd rather bring a defensive midfielder in on loan who is sort of tried and tested, and we know a little bit about what he does. He impressed in a midfield managed by Tim Walter, which was very difficult to do. He'd be a much better use of a loan spot than bringing in a number 10 would be, because we've got Joffrey who can play there. We've been playing Crooks there in recent weeks.
Jarby plays there.
And the other position that it's reported we want to sign someone is in goal as well. And, that would only be a loan signing to deputise for Ivo Panda and Dylan Phillips. I can't imagine whoever that would be would play much. So I'd rather use the loan spot on somewhere we can, on a position that will actually get utilised and that we do actually need. Either that or at centre half. Because if we're losing Ajayi to AFCON, if he goes the distance, hits end of January that he's back, there's always the risk with Shemi Ajayi that he gets injured. He was crap the other night. There's the risk that Akin Famuo gets injured as well.
Or Egan.
That's what I'd be looking at. I'd be looking at a loan. Yeah, Hughes has been injured as well. Egan's... has Egan been injured yet this season? I don't think he has he?
Maybe like a match, but I don't think so.
But he's an older centre-half. Injuries could well happen to him. So that's where I'd be looking to focus my loan spot in January, in holding midfield, defensive midfield, or at centre-half, over a Kieran Dowell, as an example, who's been linked today.
Yeah, I think they do want to bring in a number 10. I don't quite know why. I think Palmer would obviously be going to bring in, the space for that. We've been linked to Kieran Dowell on loan from Rangers, who has scored 2 hat-tricks against us for Forest and the 8-0 against Wigan. I don't really see that happening. That's another Alan Nixon special. Other than McBurney, he's pretty much wrong all the time about us. And then there's a link about us being one of the clubs in for, which usually means it's nonsense. They're just trying to tick as many or get clicks from as many clubs fans as possible. From Ryan Hardy from Wrexham.
Ryan Hardy, I think, is possible. I don't think that's a bad shout, personally.
Not a bad shout, but
possible link.
Do we need a third Scottish striker?
I'm not saying we need a third Scottish striker. I just think that I can see something in that one.
Maybe. I feel like strikers probably are most. We have 3 strikers, don't we? We usually only have 2 players for each position.
And to be fair, I was going to say there's one place that we usually regularly performing okay, and it's up front.
It's goals, isn't it? Yeah,
which makes a change from previous years.
Absolutely makes a change.
Well, Joffrey's hit double figures now, hasn't he, for the season?
Yes, that was what I was going to bring up. I put a tweet out for about 5 minutes this morning where I did some maths, and I got pretty much every sentence either mathematically or grammatically incorrect. So let me redo that. In the last, I've put since our promotion to the Premier League the first time, I didn't go any further back than that. Only one player has scored 10 league goals in fewer games than Gelhardt. That's, of course, Jared Bowen. So Wilkes, McGuinness in the League One season, Friars, Abel Hernandez, and Estepinian all took longer to get to 10 goals. So Gelhardt may be on course for 20 goals, but potentially injured. There's, I think he went off with like an ice pack on Friday.
I think he just took mentioned. I don't think there's much in it. I think he just took a kick as he was. I think he was coming off soon anyway. He just took a kick, and it was just one of those where it's just a bit iffy at the moment. It happens, but he's okay.
I did notice that, and I did see him limping a little bit, but it looked like one of those that was just an impact injury. And if it's a
just
bruise,
needs a magic sponge on it.
Yeah, bit of DP that'll sort him right out.
Yeah, of course. We don't need to say how much of a loss that would be, but we're close. We're getting closer to that, front four that we want. I think Destin will probably start again, but it'll be Gelhardt and Balumi, I'm sure, starting as well. It just depends who else is going to play. Let's move on from the Middlesbrough game because, we don't really need to say much more about that. It was really poor, but it's been coming. So it's not really a huge surprise that sort of thing could happen. Looking ahead to the next game, so that's Wednesday night, Wrexham. They're unbeaten in 9, so that is going to be a really tough game. But at home, with Balumi hopefully starting, and we've looked better with him coming off the bench at half-time the last 2 games, then, or as Coxey says, yes, at least we did better than Stoke, who lost 4-0. It's still very tight there. We're 3 points off 4th. So we're there for a reason.
Yeah, the Championship's just an absolute crapshoot. Let's be honest. At this point,
it's a mess, isn't it? It's a mess. Like Wrexham aren't brilliant, but they just keep finding a way to pick up points, which is dangerous at this level.
Yeah. Of course, the most exciting thing is the long-awaited return of Hull City legend Ryan Longman.
I thought you were going to say Hull City legend Callum Burton there, the third choice goalkeeper.
No, not Callum Burton.
Or Phil Parkinson.
Oh, indeed. I did think in my preparation, could I do a Phil Parkinson Longman thing? But I haven't bothered in the end. So he plays left wing back, so he'll be up against Bellumi and
Coyle,
yeah. So hopefully Bellumi can get the better of him. But considering he's the best wing back in the league, it'll be a tough test. But that'll be one to look out for. Typical, he's probably going to score. It's just what happens. I won't celebrate. Just to clarify, I would not celebrate if that happened. And of course, Enship, it says Andy Cannon is still there as well.
ACL, though, he won't be there.
Oh, that's a shame. That's upsetting.
Poor Andy. Who else have they got? They've got Steve Parkin on the coaching staff as well, who was first team coach in the Prem, and former goalkeeper and reserves manager Aidan Davison.
I think you're going a bit too deep with these.
Yeah, that's your useless Hull City trivia out of the way. And has anyone mentioned Dino's son yet?
No. Rindas, good player. They're just a decent team, aren't they? But it's weird because these, like QPR, are on joint points as us now. But I thought they were having a bit of a tough year. But it just keeps moving and changing. Cheltenham have lost like 4 in a row now. So it looks like Ipswich, I think, might pip Middlesbrough to top 2. Other than that, though, it's still so tight. And if we can be there or thereabouts, we've got Wrexham, we've got West Brom, we've got Sheffield Wednesday, of course, tough game away at Middlesbrough, Millwall.
I mean, Ipswich at the moment are so bipolar. They beat us, then they lose to Oxford, then they smash Coventry. It's like, what's going on there? I think there's only 2 absolutes at the moment in the Championship, and that is Coventry in first and Sheffield Wednesday in last.
Sheffield Wednesday may not even get double-digit points.
No.
They may even not get single-digit points.
Well, are they on -12 at the moment? Is that right?
-10.
How many points would they have accrued by this point? Is it roughly 10? I think it was only 1 win, isn't it?
Stick 18 on to that. Yeah, 8 that have 8 points.
They'd only have 8 points. Well, it's definitely possible then that they might not get to.
It's worth mentioning the record. I think the record in the Championship low is 17 points, which was Rotherham United. But they didn't have a points deduction to deal with, so that's probably worse than whatever Sheffield Wednesday gets. Sorry.
Yeah, they're definitely going to break.
At least Sheffield Wednesday have a decent excuse.
Yeah,
well, it's not even an excuse, is it? It's a reason, isn't it? You get that many points deducted, then it makes it very difficult. And then you can't buy anybody as well. We're doing a whole lot better than them with that.
Allowed their 2 free agent signings, and they went for Liam Cooper and Nathan Redmond.
I mean, Redmond's not bad, but
I mean, once upon a time he was not bad.
Yeah, a long time ago. I'm surprised we didn't go for him because, of course, he's played in Turkey, so I thought we'd be straight on that. Is he better than Akintola? Maybe. Who knows?
Leave David alone.
No, I've
no comment.
No comment.
Greatest Nigerians ever play for Hull City, definitely.
He's not even the greatest Nigerian. It's not even the. I can't remember.
Greatest Nigerian in the Hull City squad currently.
Well, I think Fanwo is of Nigerian descent. He's not even the 3rd best player with Nigerian heritage at the club right now. So, yeah.
I mean, and then none of them are brilliant either, are they?
No.
I mean, considering we've got JJ Kotra in our alumni, I may have been taking the piss.
Who'd have thought?
Oh, well, here you go. I was thinking, it could even be the fourth. Where is Darko JB from? He's from, originally, the descent is from Ghana. So good segue into what Will and I actually want to talk about on this podcast.
1 second. Let me just open the alcohol.
I've just got water tonight, but of course.
Did you sit and watch like all of it as much as you could before you left for the game, Nathaniel? Depending on what time you left.
I watched, but fortunately, I decided not to listen. It was on the TV, but I was listening to music instead because I did not want to sit through. Well, I forgot to say because I hope. Grandpa, if you're watching downstairs with my parents, turn off because we're probably going to use some very industrial language when we're talking about the massive orange elephant in the room. Here. Yes, well, I tweeted that Trump is a cunt.
We'll start. I think we should start with a quote.
Yes.
And the quote is: "It is very clear that politics should stay out of football, and football should stay out of politics." That is a quote from 2018 from Gianni Infantino.
Was that? Hang on, can I just ask? Was he stood alongside Vladimir Putin when he said that? Question.
No comment.
Oh dear.
Anyway, shall we start from the beginning?
Yes, let's start from the beginning.
Well, I've got 2 pages of notes. I've got plenty of material here to work with. Because I saw, if I had to sum it up in 2 words, it would be cunty Nora.
Yeah, quite right. Quite right. I was just about to say the same.
I mean,
it was a fever
Andrea
dream.
Bocelli was good.
And then it's all downhill from there.
Listen, Dormer, good start. I thought, you've started well. Keep it on this pace, go straight from that, get straight into the draw, get fucked off. Forget the peace.
Nessun Dormer, nothing to do with America, Mexico, or Canada.
But we were never going to get that, though, were we? We were never going to get the Peace Prize binned or Infantino not doing.
Can we get to the Peace Prize when we get there? You got to do it chronologically. Yeah. You can't just blow your load straight away, head you.
Go on then, Will. Have the floor.
Straight away. Kevin Hart and Heidi Klum. Why?
Who?
Well, I can tell you're young because I know who they both are.
Well, I know who Kevin Hart is. Yes.
I don't know who she was. I saw the name of Heidi Klum and I thought, who the bloody hell is that?
Who's your model?
Why was she doing the World Cup draw presenting?
She was the only one who answered the phone.
Yeah. Could they not get any? Surely there are Americans.
Kate Scott, was she busy?
That like football. It can't be that difficult to get people, surely.
But anyway, them two were there. So the first appearance of Gianni Infantino of the evening, him trying to get a crowd of delegates from various nations to chant USA, Canada, and Mexico's names. I don't think Tuchel's going to do that, lads.
No.
Yeah, I don't think anyone from Haiti will be shouting USA right now, given the travel ban.
I don't think anyone from Mexico will shout USA.
No,
actually, I don't think anyone from Haiti was there because Trump wouldn't let them in the country.
True.
I believe wasn't where Iran weren't there, were they? And I think you're right. I think Haiti weren't there.
Bodes well for the fan bases, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So then you get, after Gianni spouts a load of bollocks, the first lot of bollocks of the evening, you've got Robbie Williams and Nicole Scherzinger singing some tripe that it looked like in the middle of the performance, Robbie Williams realised the lyrics he was singing were absolute bollocks. And he just sort of gave up on the song halfway through, it felt like. All I wrote next to that on my notes was, I don't care, get on with it. And then what appears on the screen? Black screen. One word. Peace. Throughout human history, a call for peace has echoed across civilizations and generations. Every nation and every culture has wished for peace, because peace is the foundation on which prosperity, hope, security, and unity are built. When there is peace, children everywhere can find a field and a football. And then, the biggest shock in history. Who knew the Honourable Donald J. Trump won the FIFA Peace Prize? I couldn't believe Pol Pot didn't win. I was amazed.
The 45th and 47th President of the United States, the man who had the award created for him, won it.
The trophy was bigger than the World Cup. It was bigger than the World Cup. It looked like a bunch of disembodied hands dragging Earth down to hell. It was fitting.
It was the Trump family holding it. It was all of Trump's family just dragging the Earth down.
I don't know. I think it was the disembodied limbs of Jamal Khashoggi. And,
sore subject for Trump, that.
The best thing about it, I thought, though, as well, one of the best things, it even came with its own medal and swimming certificate. I thought that was a great touch. Great little touch there. And then Donald Trump went into his speech about winning the Golden Cleric Award. And it's just, what was it? Gianni said, I've got it written down here. Gianni said, we want to see hope, we want to see unity, we want to see a future. This is what we want to see from a leader, and you definitely deserve the first FIFA Peace Prize. You can always count on my support to help you make peace around the world. Thank you, Mr. President. He says, hours after they've just bombed a load of innocent fishermen in the Venezuelan coast.
The first and last Peace Prize.
Didn't hear that. No, Trump. When there's a war, there's an end to the war in Ukraine in 2026. Donald Trump has walked to the FIFA Peace Prize for the second year in a row.
Well,
if that gets done before the World Cup final, you just know it's going to be presented on the pitch before kickoff.
Oh, absolutely, and after. Yeah.
Well,
right.
Trump claimed to have saved millions and millions of lives. Well, the thing about that was he said about the Congo as the example. He said 10 million people killed, and it was heading for another 10 million. Obviously, India and Pakistan, Serbia and Kosovo, I think Egypt and Ethiopia. The Middle East, incredible in it. The Middle East is at peace. Definitely at peace.
So at peace.
First I've heard of it, but firstly,
Trump's very
the war in the Congo.
Tony Blair ceasefire. Firstly,
the war in the Congo. I'm sorry, I'm going to get very political for a little bit.
Go.
There's no place for politics in football, is there?
All right. Do you want to know how many casualties? I checked it up. I just thought I'd have a look. The most recent conflict between Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Rwanda. Total casualties was 7,000. That's still really bad. It's not 10 fucking million. Also, when I checked, Rwandan troops are still in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I don't think that sounds quite peaceful. India and Pakistan, I think they had a 4-day conflict earlier in the year. They're still...
it was a 4-day border skirmish, wasn't it? It wasn't a conflict.
I mean, there was Iran and Israel, which you mentioned, which the US actively participated in on one side.
Yeah.
Serbia and Kosovo got mentioned, as with Egypt and Ethiopia. Neither of those sides have been in conflict in any recent time.
And wasn't that Bill Clinton's whole shtick, that area?
Would have heard about that. Yeah.
Well, Serbia and Kosovo, that was the Yugoslav wars in the 90s mostly.
Yeah.
They've been trying to fight independence since then, but...
Anyway, he accepted his piece of cake, or whatever it was, and I think with how beautiful and gold and tacky it looks, it'll fit perfectly in his gold.
Perfect in the Oval Office.
It will fit like a glove.
Beautiful. He might even put it in the new ballroom he's been making. Maybe have it front and center in there.
I mean, it's going to be it'll be the centerpiece instead of having a big fountain as they walk in. It'll be the FIFA Peace Prize blown up on a big plinth.
I mean, are you still going to invade Venezuela then, Donald? Now you're a peacemonger.
Well, probably. He's probably going to justify it now, saying, "Oh, well, I'm going to introduce peace to Venezuela."
Sorry, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is unavailable to answer that question.
But anyway, I think we're being a bit too negative. Donald clearly deserved it, obviously. Let's move on.
Who else? Who else has done anything for peace this year?
How about the person who won the Nobel Peace Prize? The Venezuelan opposition leader who won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Who cares about the Nobel Peace Prize, Joe?
So what about
the FIFA Peace Prize nowadays? That's the hit thing.
Yeah.
Get fucked, Greta Thunberg. Donald's the man. He's saving us all. Anyway, back to football. The draw's still not happening?
I never thought that the amount of casualties in the Congo was going to be brought up on our City podcast, but here we are. This is definitely our finest episode.
Anyway, at this point, the draw's finally started. I can't believe the draw's starting. Gianni's back with his mate Donald. He's brought on Mark Carney, the Canadian PM, and Claudia Scheinbaum from Mexico. And it was nice of Donald to share a stage with two leaders he's trying the best to fuck over. But anyway...
Hang on. Yeah, can I just interject and say he said he wants to suck Canada up to be the 51st state, calls Mark Carney Governor Carney, called his predecessor Governor Trudeau of Canada, and I believe has also said he wants to put troops on the ground in Mexico because border. So he is sharing a stage with two leaders whose countries he has threatened to invade in the last 9 months. Well done.
Congratulations, Donald. You are the most peaceful man in all the world. Anyway, isn't it an incredible coincidence that Trump drew the USA, Carney drew Canada, and Scheinbaum drew Mexico? Incredible scenes. I could never have predicted
that.
Yeah, they definitely weren't pre-drawn before the draw actually started.
It's rigged. It's rigged.
The balls definitely didn't all say that.
I'm sat there and I'm like, oh, thank God the draw's finally started. Wait, what? Why is Lauren Hill on the stage? Why have we stopped again?
That's the bit I saw, I think.
No, you've missed the Infantino selfie.
I'm ignoring the Infantino selfie. It's getting too cringeworthy at that point. But as Lauren Hill sings, the crowd is completely dead. I'm dying of cringe. Oh gosh! Oh no! The man of the people, Rio Ferdinand's arrived, doing a funny. No one's laughing.
Again, not Canadian, Mexican, or American. Unbelievable.
Could they not have picked like Landon Donovan?
Yeah.
Or
Clint Dempsey.
Or World Cup legend Guillermo Ochoa.
Josie Altidore.
They spoke to Hugo Sanchez in the crowd.
Eric Lehigh.
Keeping the whole City connection going, love it. Get Josie Altidore out there now.
Hang on, Alfie Jones plays for Canada.
Yeah, Liam Miller.
Yeah.
Have we ever had
Anyway, I found it. What was funny next is I found it rather fitting. I mean, you couldn't fucking write it. I mean, Rio having to be explained how the draw works by a bunch of school kids. That shit writes itself. And then finally, 87 minutes after the draw finally started, the draw actually started.
Listen, kids, are you going to be with me on the night in case I cock up? How we fuck Rio? We'll be in school, lad. It's the middle of the day.
I'm so glad I didn't. Well, I'm so glad that my bus was cancelled, so I had to set off earlier to get another one. I didn't have to watch the rest of it.
Anyway, now the draw's finally wrapped. Should we actually talk about the draw?
Well, shall we bring that up on the screen for all the podcast listeners who won't see
yet,
this?
Has it? But it hasn't started yet because
we've arrived 87 minutes in. We've arrived at the draw,
and they're introducing Shaquille O'Neal, Wayne Gretzky, and who cares? I can't remember
At
who
least
the
Tom
other ones
Brady's
were.
got some connection to our sport.
Yeah, fair. I forgot he was one of them. I can't remember who the fourth one was. To be quite frank, I don't really care.
No, I don't care.
But yeah, we finally got to the draw, and it was a draw.
I think because of the extended format, certainly the most boring draw ever, because there's no group of death, because there can't be. Because,
there is.
Well, is it England's? It's not far off.
No, it isn't England's. Of course, it's not England's. It's Group I.
I guess in terms of the four that have the most competitive edge, it's the three with the group host nations, because they're not actually strong teams.
The group of death is Group I, which was France, Senegal, Norway, and the Intercontinental playoff winner.
They're going to get absolutely slaughtered, whoever that
the other three
team is.
Could be a crapshoot.
They're going to be good. They're going to be good, that one.
I think the game of the group stage will definitely be Mbappe versus Haaland. If we're going to bill it as that, I think that'll be
Scotland,
the best game
Haiti.
of the group stage. Put it this
Scotland,
way.
Haiti.
I think Scotland-Brazil will be a great watch. Look, I think England's group, put it this way, Panama's tactic against us when we played them in 2018 was after Jesse Lingard scored, I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, they would try and kick off again while all of our players were still celebrating.
Yep.
So I think we might be all right getting through that group.
I mean, because of the way it's changed and the fact that you have
essentially 3 chances. You've got 3 chances to get through the group, haven't you?
I found the blurriest image of the draw I could find.
Jesus.
You can vaguely tell the colours of the flags there. Sorry, I can try and find a better one, but again, for the listeners, they don't really care.
Yeah, but we can't. We also can't see the groups on the screen to read out.
Well, I know what they are. We're not going to read out the whole thing because that'll take at least 48 seconds, I would say. But what do we think about England's draw? England's group, because Will and I, we were simulating them. We were using this World Cup simulator thing to see what the easiest and potentially most difficult draw we could get is. And I'm glad we've avoided Norway and Morocco, but Croatia, Ghana, Panama, we should beat them easy. But Croatia and Ghana, I'm not. Those could be easier, especially Croatia. I think, of course, I don't think Modric is in the squad anymore. They are still ranked 10th.
They've lost an awful lot of experience. They're nowhere near as good, but they will have Ivor Panda.
There we are. That's a better photo. Thank you.
So we're going to come up against Ivor Panda, Benjamin Tete, and we've never had a Panamanian, I don't think.
No. I don't think. Well, if Tete is getting into the Ghana squad, then I don't think we need worry about that match too much. It's more Antoine Semenyo I'm worried about, and Naka Williams.
We still want Croatia to get through because Ivor. Canada, we'll keep an eye out on for Liam Miller, and no Scotland, no party. Please beat Brazil.
Well, I don't think they'll beat Brazil. They could beat Haiti and get through as a third-place team. McBurney get a hat-trick against Haiti. That'd be nice if he gets into the squad.
You brought up the simulated draw that we both did.
Yes.
It was interesting because I actually got, when I did the simulated draw, I got England, Croatia, and Ghana in the same group.
Ooh.
The outside, the difference was, but instead of Panama, it was Australia.
I would. Well, no, I mean that's about the same, but I would definitely.
I mean, it's thought we actually might be the Australians in.
Well, true.
Because we certainly will fucking do it in the cricket.
Certainly not.
But I'm mixed on Croatia because I don't want to play Croatia again. We've played them too many times in tournaments. But the way the draw worked out, it's a good job we did get Croatia because we would have got Norway otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like,
so the way the draw worked out. And I'd rather not have Norway. They were the one team of all I wanted us to avoid.
Are they better than Croatia, though? I feel like Croatia can play better. Norway have some exceptional players, but I think throughout the whole team...
Are you forgetting who plays up front for Norway?
Sorloth, and he's a top player, but...
Yeah, and look who he has in front of, on his right.
Yeah, Odegaard, he's a good player, but he doesn't play for Arsenal quite as much. He's put him out of the team, and, you know. Got Sanderberg. Got Ryerson at Dortmund, but it's...
you know, you're only making this worse for yourself by saying really good players.
Saying a bunch of other good players. Well, no, Norway are definitely the team I wanted to avoid. Same with Morocco.
Norway, I feel Norway are going to be perfectly set up for this, because when it's a knockout tournament, you don't need to play well. You just need to create chances and, you know, just get one chance and get in there. And the one player you want in your team is someone like Haaland, who you just need one chance and he'll score it.
And they have the best goal scorer in the world right now.
Exactly.
Dead simple. Dead simple. Harry Kane, I trust.
Harry Kane's going to get another hat-trick against Panama with one goal that absolutely he didn't mean, at least.
But he's not Erling Haaland, is he? As much as he's a good player, he's not Erling Haaland.
I mean, you're saying that like they're completely miles apart. To be fair, Joe, they're not. Kane's still quite good. If anything, Kane's technically a better all-round player. It's just Haaland is just a machine when it comes to scoring goals. Purely scoring goals.
Can't disagree. That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
I'm looking forward to Dick Advocaat's Curacao beating Germany. I'm a big fan of the fact that the opening game is a repeat. It's a rematch of the opening game 15 years ago in South Africa between Mexico and Bafana.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's weird because you look at like Group B, for example, and Switzerland, who are in Pot 2, basically feel as if they were Pot 1.
That one in Group B, the winner of the first winner is the winner between Italy, the Northern Irish, Wales, and Bosnia. So theoretically, that's probably going to be Italy. Hopefully not, which would make that group a bit more competitive, I suppose. Hopefully, it's personally of the four, I'd rather be Northern Ireland because I just want to see Josh McGinnis starting at a World Cup
against Alfie Jones and Liam Miller. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. Brazil. I mean, Scotland wait how long to get back to a World Cup, and they get two of the teams they played at the last World Cup they were at. Just incredible scenes. They managed to get Brazil and Morocco again.
They've got Brazil, who are Brazil, and Morocco, who finished third at the last tournament.
No, probably, if not the best African team, they're the second best in the tournament.
They are. I think they are the best African team.
No, Senegal. I think it's them or Senegal.
Yeah, they're definitely the top two, aren't they? They're the ones you want to avoid. Ivory Coast are pretty good.
I suppose the AFCON will give us a better idea of which African nation's doing quite well. I suppose.
Well, even then, if Nigeria win that, they're not there because they were crapping.
They're in the playoffs, aren't they?
They lost the playoffs.
Oh, did they get eliminated completely?
Yeah, completely.
Ignore that one then.
Shamir Jai's fault, that one. Yep. Of course, Ronaldo, Trump's best mate, he's got an easy draw. Uzbekistan playoff.
Yeah, why is he? They didn't need to get rid of his ban because I mean Portugal's not in any trouble. I don't think.
Who's the winner of that playoff in Portugal's group? Who's in it?
That one is the New Caledonia.
Oh, is it?
It's that group. I can't remember exactly who it is.
It's Jamaica and Suriname.
Suriname's in the one with France, Senegal, and Norway. The one with France, Senegal, and Norway is Iraq, Suriname, and Christ.
Well, then it's DR Congo.
It's that one. It's the DR Congo one. DR Congo, New Caledonia, and I can't remember the other team.
I think it's Jamaica.
I think it's Jamaica.
Casey Palmer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Portugal end up with Colombia, Uzbekistan, and New Caledonia, then Ronaldo's not going to have to break a sweat, is he?
Well,
I mean, if Portugal
have
any sense, they won't play him because they're better when he doesn't play.
Yeah.
Or they'll play him just so he can try and break the World Cup goal record against minnows, where he should, being Cristiano Ronaldo, score about 7 a game.
Yeah, Mbappe, difficult group for him, but if he fills his boots against that playoff winner, he'll soon, because I think he's got 12 or 13.
But see, he's not far off the record.
He's closer on 15, was it 17? Might be 17. So, yeah, Mbappe, before, this World Cup's done, I think he's going to be the top World Cup goal scorer of all time and probably create a record no one will ever get to.
Group J, Argentina and Austria there. That's a decent matchup possibly there, Ralph. You got Spain and Uruguay in Group H. Could be a good matchup there. Yeah. I think Netherlands, Japan feels very World Cup.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does. Belgium, do they have the easiest group? Maybe.
Of the major nations, I think probably.
Yes. I guess
Belgium are past their best, though. Belgium aren't elite anymore, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, well, it is not Norway are what Belgium were now. Norway are the new Belgium in terms of that gold generation from a slightly lesser nation on the football international stage.
It's coming through now.
Glut of talent. Yeah. It's like Croatia. Croatia's been a thorn in our side for so long, but most of that squad that has been that thorn has kind of aged out that side now.
Modric, Rakitic.
Yeah.
I think if you go and look at the teams that played the 2018 semi-final, there's not. We're going to have more players still playing than they are. Yeah. It'll be close.
100%.
It's not quite what it used to be, and
in Croatia's last squad, players that would have been in that team that beat us: Ivan Perisic, Andre Kramaric, possibly Marko Pasalic. Sorry, I can't remember. Mario Pasalic. Yeah, I've got that right. Luka Modric, Duje, Saleta Kar, and Livakovic might have been the backup goalkeeper. But other than that, you're not looking at any.
No.
Kovacic might come back in after injury, but
Kovacic and Guardiola. But other than that, I don't know whether they have any top talent that isn't post 32, 33, 34, etc.
Yeah, Lucas Sucic and Martin Baturina are two good young players, but they've not been called up. Well, they weren't called up to the last squad, I don't think. They were only.
In comparison, when you're like the England squad that played that semi-final, you had Pickford, I think Stones was playing in that game. I think obviously Kane was playing in that game, and you had players like Rashford coming off the bench, I think. But I mean, there isn't as many as there was, but there's still a few players who probably will be in the squad who were in that one.
I'm just trying to get the team up now.
Oh no, I know what it is because I remember. I can remember it because you had Trippier playing, you had Henderson playing, you had I think Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard played in that semi-final. Ashley Young was playing as wing back. I remember back then. I think you had Sterling playing up front with Kane.
Yeah, the squad's changed a lot, but it won't have changed quite as much from the Euros after that. But the World Cup squad is quite different now.
Well, yeah, I've just got the squad up in front of me. You've still got, like you say, Will, Kane, Jordan Henderson will probably go to the World Cup as well. Weirdly,
even though he shouldn't, he'll go.
Yeah, even though he shouldn't. Alexander-Arnold could Loftus-Cheek work his way back in. Trippier's still sort of in the fold. So yeah, there's a lot more continuity in our squad than Croatia's one from 8 years ago.
What you got to say though is that no matter who we were going to get, because we're a pot one team and because of the extended,
that's another thing. Yeah, the seeding thing where none of the us, Spain, Argentina, and France can't play each other before the semi-finals. Should we win our groups? That's bullshit. I hate that. You should have to play. You play who you have to face. You shouldn't be seeded in a way that you can't play each other early in the tournament. That's what makes the World Cup great, is that nations can play each other. Like big nations could be playing each other like in the last 16.
It's pointless because being in pot 1, you're seeded anyway. If you win the group, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and
it's needless.
We had France in the quarters at the last World Cup, right? So
yeah.
Case in point.
I think all you got to say is that it doesn't matter who we're going to play. We're going to have to play the best nations at some point to win the thing. We want to go there and win.
What that suggests to me is FIFA would rather the last World Cup had been us playing France in the semi-final and rather being Morocco played one of us in the quarterfinals instead. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They'd rather Morocco not get to the semi-finals and have a great story in that way. They'd rather get a major nation like England or Argentina or France or Spain into that position instead. That's what that is.
And
it makes them more money because Infantino
exactly.
obviously definitely not corrupt and definitely don't want more money.
It's exactly what I was going to say. This is going to sound, when it's phrased, sort of classist, but FIFA will be able to get more money out of English fans, out of French fans, than they will like more poorer nations with like a lower median wage, lower average wage.
Globally, more neutrals would watch an England-France game, wouldn't they? I think.
Yeah, there's that as well. There's that as well, not just ticket sales, which Trump says they've set the record for. Although I'm not sure, have they?
Well, it depends on what the record is on about. Is he on about the most money made? Because that probably will be the record.
Well, because if it's money made with all the little cons that FIFA have been putting out, where you could buy a certain level or tier to get early access to the pre-sale website, which would give you early access to the possibility of getting a final ticket if your team got there, if you bought this NFT or this crypto thing. Yeah, FIFA have done a lot of that. And it's making money out of the possibility that Haiti could get to the final.
I mean, I'd pay to see Haiti get to the final.
I would.
Yeah, only if they're playing us.
I don't think Donald Trump would, but I think yeah, a lot of people would.
Before we just move on to slightly, does Wayne Gretzky know how to speak English?
Curacao, North Macedonia, Jordan. Clearly not. The thing is, he's only got however many countries to memorize because he's only drawing out from one pot. Can't he just?
Why did they give him the pot? Why did they give him the pot with all the intercontinental teams?
The teams that he doesn't know. He could do France, Germany, Spain, etc. Couldn't he? I bet.
Yeah. Could they not have given him Tom Brady's pot?
Oh, North Macedonia. Technically, North Macedonia is right, apparently, if you're doing it the local kind of ancient Greek pronunciation. Macedonia is correct, apparently.
That's not what was written on the paper, though, was it?
No, indeed.
He was reading.
Yeah.
But to be fair to them, FIFA, they did save the best to last. You know, everyone's favourite group, the Village People. You know, there's some YMCA, which is absolutely, definitely not a gay anthem. Remember, definitely not. A song about a young man simply enjoying another man's company. Definitely not about gay rights. Not at all. And they even missed their cue to start, which I thought was a lovely touch as well. It looked like it belonged on one of those 70s weekends at Butlins.
But Infantino got the clips he wanted. He got the clip of Trump bobbing his head along, smiling, Mark Carney and Claudia Scheinbaum talking to each other disinterested, Melania looking at Trump like he was her 4-year-old son at some sort of like music kids festival. And then they got to the shot of, they cut late to the shot of him standing up and starting his little, you know.
We've all done it now.
I saw a little clip as well in the back that they didn't show on the live feed, which was while Trump was sat down just enjoying the first bit of the music. You could see Infantino stood in the back, clapping his hands a little bit, doing the dance. And I just thought, oh, for fuck's sake.
But remember, keep politics out of football. Keep politics
That's what Gianni said.
And then at the end, when they cut to him and when they cut to Trump as they're getting applauded off or whatever, he's talking to Mark Carney across Claudia Scheinbaum. She sort of sat there thinking, what the bloody hell am I doing here? And Mark Carney is purely there just going through the motions, as Trump's probably explaining why he picked that as his campaign anthem. And Carney's, oh, yeah. Oh, really? That's really cool. Thank you, Donald. Please don't invade.
Anyway, thankfully, the draw ended there. Thankfully.
Finally.
Oh, we forgot to mention the press bit outside where Trump stood with Infantino talking about what a bad state the Kennedy Center was in before he took it over.
It wasn't. But don't get into that. I think there's too much to get into that. That's not football related, even to a slight degree. But I did appreciate Jonathan Pace's fantastic commentary throughout the night.
Fantastic,
especially the line where he says, "By the time this draw starts, the World Cup will have started."
Yeah,
also, apparently, he had Dion Dublin there doing colour commentary with him. I don't think he said anything after Ernest and Dormer.
Yeah, I didn't hear Dion Dublin. I mean, I left.
He was probably sat there. He was probably sat there with his head in his hands, like, what the fuck? I could have been recording some Homes Under the Hammer instead of doing this shit.
I did leave halfway through pot 2, though, to go to the game, which was eventually delayed, so I could have stayed a little bit longer. But, yeah, I didn't hear Dion Dublin at that point either, after the 90 minutes or whatever it was.
The best way to describe this the entire day is that the very last line I've got in my notes for it was, "The fuck did I just watch? At least City can't be any worse."
Oops.
And I think on that note, we should probably wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Will, have you updated the prediction charts? I'm going to take that as a no.
No, because we didn't really need to.
No. Oh, well, I guess none of us predict Middlesbrough battering.
The only person to predict correctly, technically, was Ant. He predicted a 3-1 defeat.
It's almost bang on.
The table is pretty much the same. But as a result, the table's the same, so there's almost no point in changing it.
The weekend.
Let's update. Not update it, but shall we do our prediction for the Wrexham game and then?
Well, we've got a double whammy to do, haven't we? Really?
Because of Millwall.
Wrexham and Millwall.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course, the two Ryan Longman derbies, of course. Very exciting.
Two of the most informed teams in the division. Though, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens if Mr. Neil tries to square up to Jakirovic, because he may just end up in a concrete coffin.
Yeah. Well, Sergei's very good at keeping calm in those situations.
Yeah. He just sort of stands there with his hands up, doesn't he? Like, just sort of gesturing, like, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, Wrexham then. I'll go to you first. Of course, you said they are one of the form teams in the division in the country, of course. But, at home, we've got enough. Well, have we got enough players to outscore them? Because I don't see us keeping a clean sheet.
Well, I've gone for a goal fest. I thought I think City need to respond, and they will respond. And I think you'll see goals both ways. And in fact, my prediction has already just been shown. In fact, both my predictions have already just been shown. I'm going to go over 3-2 win for City. I think you'll see McBurney come off the bench. I don't know if he'll score or not, but I think he'll come on. He'll make an appearance. I think Joffrey will continue his scoring run. I think we're still a bit iffy at the back, so I think we'll concede a couple. So I'm a bit worried about that. And then I'm playing it safe with a Millwall game, just hoping for a draw. I think we do okay. So we have these occasions where we go away from home at the moment, and we seem to be a bit tougher away from home, a bit more solid. I think that's because we're on the defensive anyway. And we'll start to play more on the counter anyway. So I think we'll go there with the. I don't think we'll go there. Sergei will be going there intending to not win, but I have a feeling he'll go there intending to not lose.
Yeah,
so
that'd be decent.
I'll take a draw.
All right, Joe, what are your predictions for the next two?
I've gone very similar, and to prove I've not just tried to copy the person near the top of the league, I did actually write them down before Will had even said his.
Well, that's not proof. You could have just done that now.
So I've gone 2-2 on Wednesday. I've gone a bit of Desmond. And 1-1 on Saturday. Similar theory of just praying for a point.
Okay.
But then the old cliche is, it's a very tough place to go, Millwall.
Yeah. Well, it can be. Yeah. Well, we won there last year, didn't we? Draw before that. I think another draw before that. We haven't lost at Millwall for a few years, actually. So we usually do relatively well there. I'm going to go 0-0 and 0-0. I just think...
JJ.
I think Sergei's just... He's going to figure it out. It's like, okay, that was unacceptable. Let's just lock it up. Giles, Famwo, Ajayi, Hughes, Egan, Coyle, with Drame on the wing, Crooks, Jarby, Slater.
We're going terrorism ball.
And just Joseph.
If we managed to go 2 games without no goals whatsoever, either for or against, I'll be amazed.
I'd be amazed if we got another 0-0 this season, to be honest. I'd almost be amazed if we got another clean sheet after how the defence has been of late. But yeah, why not? 2 draws, 0-0. Yeah, I'm changing tactic. Because clearly this, even though we do have high-scoring games, having these high-scoring predictions hasn't been doing me much good. So why not?
Well, I'd argue when it's 9-8 that you predict and 7-5, it's never gonna get there.
But what I'd say is that both matches will 100% at some point be 0-0 in the first, 5 minutes, and then it'll break loose. But I'll be right to begin with. I'll be like, cash out, as they say.
Unfortunately, that's not how this predictions league works. It's not like you can cash out your bet.
Well, I'm not going to go 1-1 because you've both done that. And
then we've got the computer overlord saying 1-1 as well.
Yeah. I don't want to draw with a 1-1 bot, do I? So. No.
If Christian and Ant send their predictions in before the start of each game, then they won't get 3-0. They won't get the 3-0 City punishment. But I feel like if they don't...
It's not always a punishment.
Well, it wasn't a punishment for you for however many years.
Lovely. Well, we've talked about not Hull City for a good half an hour of that podcast. So
it was more than half an hour, wasn't it? Jesus.
It was quite a long time. And when I say we've talked, it was mostly you two. And honestly, it was mostly you, Will.
To be fair, do you really want to talk about a 4-1 defeat?
No,
not really.
Certainly not. Dan comments, Nathaniel secretly hoping for Longman to score. Secretly, Dan?
Well, you've got for 0-0, so it must be a secret.
Well, I hope that Longman gets a good reception, and I'm sure that...
Be honest, Nathaniel. You really wanted to predict 1-0 Wrexham?
No. 7-1.
1-0 Wrexham. Ryan Longman 30-yard thunderbolt.
If Longman scores, I'm on the pitch.
What, from the West Upper? Good luck.
Yeah, I'm on the pitch. Yeah, maybe not alive, but I'm on the pitch. Yeah. All right. Well, anything else to mention? Oh, well, the last thing to mention is that we are going to win the World Cup.
Listen, if Trump is stood there like he was in the summer with Chelsea presenting the trophy, I will accept it if it's Harry Kane who he's giving the trophy to. That's the only time I will accept it.
What? So if Kane gets injured and it's Watkins?
I don't know. If it was somehow Iran that won the World Cup, I'd also maybe accept it.
Or if Haiti, Iran...
if Iraq get there, if Iraq get through the playoff and get there.
If Iraq get there, ring George Bush and Tony Blair up.
Oh dear. Politics, eh? Politics. All right.
Keep politics out of football.
Absolutely. I agree. Right. Joe and Will, thank you very much for joining me on what has been one of our best ever episodes, I think. So join us next week for more geopolitics.
For more of
No.
Well, you never know what happens. You never know. There could be something that involves City as well.
The thing is, if Hegseth accidentally invade Colombia instead of Venezuela, then all of a sudden we can talk about the World Cup draw again.
Yeah, I suppose that's right. All right. Great chatting to you too, as always. Remember to smash the like, subscribe, and the bell icon on YouTube and whatever other nonsense you have on any other platform. We'll see you next week after two of the most dull games that we've played in a long time. Up the Tigers and take care. Bye-bye.
Bye all.